Buses, your local bus company serving your football team. Buses run every 10 minutes. Avoid the traffic. Don't get stuck in the delay. Get Ipswich Buses today. A single £1.20, a return only £2. Find out more information at www.ipswichbuses.co.uk. Ipswich Buses, proud to partner with Talking Town.
I wanna be with you. I wanna be with you. Let's go tonight.
Hello again, my friends, and you are my friends, and welcome to your Tuesday night Matchday ticket pre-game show. I am the host, Martin the Governor Lambert. This is with association with Ipswich Buses. We, of course, got Oldham in the FA Cup first round. that still doesn't sound good. First round replay. A replay. Nobody obviously has access to the game unless they're there. If you do, I suppose let your other town fans know. But as far as I'm aware, it's not on iFollow or whatever. I might be wrong. Let me know. I've got a few comments in this on the live chat. But basically, I'm going to bring in a contributor. We're going to look at the team, discuss our thoughts and feelings on it, and where the evening goes from there. I simply do not know. Will Town progress to the second round? A home tie with Barrow awaits us. Matthew Phillips, do you fancy it? That's the key. Do you fancy in a way a home tie to Barrow?
Damn right I do. Yeah. I like seeing these clubs. I can remember working the FA Trophy final when they beat Stevenage in extra time, I think it was. Yeah, Barrow. So it's great to see them sort of progress from non-league and into the Football League and then maybe come into Portman Road. It'd be great to see. So yeah, I'm down for that. I'll see you there.
Absolutely. Yeah. Well, let's just get through tonight. That's all I'm looking forward to. Colin says, evening, Governor, everyone, very good side. Let's keep the money coming in. Yeah, absolutely. We've got 90 minutes. Well, a little bit more over 90 minutes. But basically, the moment the full time whistle goes, I think Cruncher says that's it. We'll stop collecting for the ticket campaign that he's running. So if you do want to, donate 3 games or even a tenner or a £5 or a £1, whatever you want to do, whatever your budget can allow. How do you think they do that now? Obviously, with Cruncher being in Oldham, do they just DM him and he'll pick it up?
I'd say so. That's been the process so far, hasn't it?
It has. It really has. Yeah.
Well, he could be doing media interviews. He spent most of the day doing that, hasn't he? In his dressing gown.
He has. Yeah. Look East was BBC Radio Suffolk.
Yeah.
He's just spoken to Mark Ashton. He reckons.
He's done one with Rob Chandler's one.
Rob Chandler. Yeah. Guy's gone all Hollywood on us. Hollywood Crunch.
It's gone back to being corporate crunch.
Yeah,
that's what the policeman said to him. Why are you called Cruncher? Is it because you crunch numbers?
Is that what's really?
Yeah. not on camera. I think it was off camera when she said, "Why are you called the Cruncher? Is it because you crunch numbers?" He's become an accountant, everyone.
Sorry, that's probably the first time anyone's really heard my laugh, like proper laugh. That's brilliant.
It's all good, isn't it? It's all good.
That's great. Get that on a t-shirt. To your crunch numbers. Yeah, 10,000 of them by the sounds as of right now. But we got Neil Perks and Simon Wall, James Elmer, welcome in.
Hi, everyone.
Good doctor, Sarah Davis. Mike's informed me. There you go. My lack of knowledge at the start of the show wasn't great. FA owns the rights. iFollow only show matches with the EFL rights. Kind of sums up how piss poor the iFollow service is, doesn't it? Like,
it's so annoying. We were just talking about. I tweeted earlier. We were just talking off camera, everyone. Well, the stock of the FA Cup is like plummeted, hasn't it, in recent years, right? And it's sort of like a shadow of what it used to be. So you'd think you'd want to make it as accessible as possible. So, kids might be able to watch the stream tonight and then say to their parents, oh, I'm going to the next round, Ipswich Barrow game, right? You'll give incentive to do it. But no, on a midweek. You can't watch it. You can't stream it. I mean, come on. It's 2021, almost 2022. It's like crazy. Ridiculous.
It is crazy, particularly the earlier rounds with no Premier League involvement. Like, I'm not particularly sure half the world that perhaps would find the legal means or any means necessary to watch a Premier League game like Arsenal versus Liverpool in the FA Cup.
Yeah.
I'm not quite sure the same appetite is there from our brothers and sisters in America or India or New Zealand or to find Oldham versus Ipswich on a Tuesday night.
It's staggering. I mean, you're trying to get the FA Cup. That used to be my remit when I was there. Get the FA Cup to a brand new younger audience. So put it on devices so you can stream it. Put the games on iPlayer or whatever means it may be. But no, you'll have to listen to the radio. That's just crazy. Crazy to me.
It is stupidly crazy, but hey, that's the way it is. So in that case, let's look at the team lineup. Let me go to Ipswich Town's Twitter account because I didn't save the team. My mistake. Christian Walton in goal. Let's start with that one. Are you surprised Walton starts in goal and not had Ladke for an FA Cup first round time?
I don't know. He did all right, didn't he, on Saturday? Made that good save in the first half. So I guess keep the shirt. Once you're playing well, keep the shirt. I mean, we've seen many times, haven't we, that you change your team around, you change people from certain positions and they come back in and they weren't as good. So momentum for him, I guess, as a keeper.
Yeah. Simon Wall, it should be on red button, at least on iPlayer. That's a good shout. Or the ITV player, or that BritBox thing that they've got. That's a joint partnership between the BBC and ITV. That would serve multiple functions.
That is far too innovative, Martin.
It also might hook a few people into buying the actual BritBox service. You know, what they're trying to do. I'm surprised Walton's in goal from the point of view it's a cup game.
Yeah.
And you normally give your second goalkeeper a run in the cup because obviously as a goalkeeper, you don't often make a change through a game unless there's an injury. So unless Walton ever gets injured, Hladky's not going to play. So to keep him fit, match sharp, ready to go in case he's called upon, because obviously Saturday against Sunderland, if Walton has a bad injury,
he's in.
And we saw him last week and he looked rusty as anything.
Is that what Cook's thinking then? What does everyone think? Is he thinking we've got a big game on Saturday against Sunderland? Keep the momentum of Walton playing quite well. Possibly. Going into the weekend. Must have a well on the weekend, mustn't he, with this team a little bit?
Well, yeah, because obviously then you've got the back four of Wes Burns, Luke Wolfenden, George Edmondson and Bailey Clements. Wes Burns has been sort of playing at right back more and more over the last couple of weeks.
Because he came with that sort of, he can play, that reputation of being able to play anywhere down the right side. And I had a look at his stats at Fleetwood and he did about 190 appearances at Fleetwood, of which about 21 it says were at right back. So it's not a position he's massively played over the past, but yeah, he comes with that rep of being able to play right back, right midfield, you know, that attacking side of the three on the right. So it'd be
really good if he could play right back successfully, because that would obviously give you an opportunity to bring another attacking player in while still having his attacking presence from the fullback berth.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean,
so that'd be really good.
Utility options are always good, even when you've got such a huge squad as ours and supposedly talented squad as ours. If you watch the Sunday show, there's some question marks around that. But I mean, if you can slot people into positions like Mickey Stockwell used to do back in the day, brilliant.
Yeah, absolutely. Luke Wolfenden next to George Edmondson. George Edmondson could probably make anybody look really good, but opportunity for Luke Wolfenden to, get some game time, show what he can do against opposition that caused Edmondson and NCR a little bit of issue last week, particularly with the midfield player whose name escapes me. That's it. Yeah. But,
we like that guy.
We really liked him, and they couldn't get a hand on him the first round, the first game.
He's playing tonight. Yeah, French Congolese. I mean, look, let's not get away from the fact Toto gave them an assist, didn't he, for their equaliser?
He did.
You couldn't have squared it any better, could you? There's a clearance.
No. That's very true. Obviously, Edmondson and Clements. It seems strange, but Clements' first team player, I suppose at this point he is. Midfield of Harper and El Mizani. That's the two holders we believe today.
Yeah.
What's your thoughts on them two as a combination?
Well, not as strong as what we normally have. I've said before, the jury's still out on Harper for me. He blows hot and cold, doesn't he? This is the issue. And Idris has never, he's only played the Cambridge game in this position, or maybe one other. So that's kind of, I don't want to say rookie particularly, but I would say maybe inexperienced. Inexperienced in those two in those positions, I would say. And Harper didn't look brilliant, did he, when he was next to Evans? And once Morsey came in, he sort of gone down to the bench, isn't he? But so you could say there's a little bit of an experience there. And of course, Clements, belied his age a little bit on Saturday and played really well, didn't he? Again, we always talk, can they back it up as momentum? Can he put another game together?
Yeah.
Put good games back to back. Because we gave him, for want of anybody else, we gave him man of the match, didn't we? He got forward, he attacked really well, he showed confidence, he gets into the box. Arguably could have shot and scored.
Should have done.
He squared it, didn't he? He tried to get Bond to slide in, didn't he? Was the thing.
It was never on though, was it? From that angle, really, the
probably
space you had, the pace of the ball was always going to avoid Bond. Is it important for Clements' point of view or perspective to sort of put a consistent performance in tonight? Because you want to start as a young player when you break through. It's all about stacking consistent performances on top of each other, because the manager doesn't like a player that can do this, particularly in an area that can hurt you, like in the back four. So it's about stacking consecutive appearances together, isn't it? And performances.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, he'll be thinking, if he puts a good performance in tonight, he could be back in for Sunderland. Now, I would say that's probably a baptism of fire a little bit. It depends on how much the crowd's going to be at the Stadium of Light, I guess. But I mean, that's a big game to be trusted in away from home. I can see why he'd been trusted on Saturday, because, you had 22,000 there and everyone's supporting him. But it's a bit of a different story when you go away from home. But yeah, I mean, look, he could make the shirt his own at the moment, I think. We don't know when Coulson's going to come back, do we? No,
we don't. That's right. On the bench is Kenlock. That's the left back on the bench. Harper, I think, needs. These are the sort of games for Raheem where he needs to take over the game. He needs to really boss it, make it the Raheem Harper show, because obviously we know he's got some ability. Chris from West Brom has told us that. We've seen it in glimpses, albeit glimpses. But when you're playing against a team in a lot of levels, and you've not played in a couple of the weeks, and there are question marks brewing potentially over the midfield too, and are they the right combination, or could you bring somebody else fresh, like Fraser's being talked about having played well against Colchester? These are the games where Raheem Harper has to stamp the authoritative mark and show that he has this quality that Juventus, according to Chris from West Brom, was interested in.
And Celtic, yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's the frustrating thing. He comes with a reputation. And you want to see him do really well. Everyone was excited when he signed. We did a special with Chris, as you said. We did, when he signed, and everyone was excited by it. But he's got to be able to put it together. And he started really well in that game against Morecambe, didn't he, on the opening day? And he was pretty much anonymous, wasn't he, in the second half? And this is the issue, I guess. But whether or not he's the kind of player that is going to stamp his authority on a game, I don't know. I feel like he feels like a bit of a luxury midfield player at the moment. You remember, like with Finidi, everyone used to say he was a bit of a luxury.
Yeah.
I mean, I liked Finidi George before he was good. He scored some of the best goals I've ever seen at Portman Road. But yeah, everyone used to feel like he was a bit of a luxury with the attacking options. And Harper could be a little bit like that. And he might just see himself stuck as an impact player off the bench for the last 20.
Possibly so.
Last 3 minutes, as Paul Cook tends to do with his subs.
120 seconds. Josh Russell, not confident tonight, lads. That team worries me. John, what have Town fans raised for the PR promo? Well, over £10,000 now, John. Done really well with that.
Colin is saying over 11 now. He might have
over 11.
Yeah.
Good grief. Neil Pert's glad the fridge is playing. Yeah, it provides a little bit of stability in there, doesn't it, Neil? Absolutely. Shadow of a doubt. We've got ahead of them two, Sonny Aluko, Connor Chaplin and Scott Fraser. So again, not a game we're probably going to see Scott Fraser in what I would call his natural behind the striker role, Matt. But that's your three, with Aluko being your captain. What do you make of those three behind?
Yeah, I'm glad. I'm good. I'm glad Chaplin's got to go. Because I mean, look, as much as we like Selena, we've got to say that he's not hit the heights that he had on his first loan spell here. He scored 2 goals against Wickham and the winning goal, didn't he, against Fleetwood? Mm-hmm. But yeah, I like Chaplin, and I want to see him get involved. He's a confident player, he's an experienced player. Aluko, I like. I mean, do you remember back to the Newport game? Everyone was like going. It was like Mark Fish. Mark too.
Torres, Mark Fishes. It was all those sort of really bad debuts coming out, weren't there? And it was hard to argue against that. Yeah,
and he certainly was a curveball signing in the summer, wasn't he? That one sort of came out of nowhere, really. But, he gets on the ball, he's scored goals, he can pick a pass. And he's captaining tonight. That speaks volumes, doesn't it, of what he must be as a character around the training ground. So that's really good to see. I hope he has a really good game. And Fraser, he's still a bit of an enigma to me, Fraser. I was chatting to David, who sits next to me at Portman Road on Saturday. And he quite likes Fraser. And I said, I still don't think we've seen the best of him because no one knows where to play him particularly. He's now saying he's a number 8. We all thought he was a 10. And Cook sticks him on the left. It's getting down Freddie Sears territory. No one knows where to put him.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, down, and no one wants to be down Freddie Sears territory.
Your confidence will plummet.
His versatility and ability to play a number of positions all very well hurts him, I think, because it means you can get away with it, and he never has a position of his own, does he?
Well, this is the problem. This is kind of the other side of the coin with Burns, isn't it? We're thinking, yeah, he will do all right at right back. He will do all right at right midfield, or attacking right. And then with Fraser, everyone puts him in different positions. We're going, he doesn't have much impact there.
Yeah.
Probably particularly, he's obviously got a position that he really would like to play, and no one's really grasped what that is yet. Certainly Cook hasn't, I don't think, because he keeps sticking him in alternative roles.
Very true. Lloyd says, I'm pretty happy with that midfield. A good doctor. I think Harper with Evans didn't work because we need a pen with Morsey type. Seen enough bite from El Miz to see him in that role. Hopefully complements Harper tonight to pull the strings. Neil, I agree, Mike. If Morsey isn't playing games, then Edmondson should be captain, because Mike D says Fridge should surely be captain the side against his former club.
Yeah.
I go back though, Matt, to back end of last year with Cook in his captaincy, and I said then I don't think Cook puts a lot by it, because wasn't Norwood captain at one point?
He was. He was captain in the was it Swindon game and Charlton?
Possibly
he had it a couple of times, didn't he? I think he had it a couple of times. Yeah, maybe. I mean, certainly. Look, you look at that list there, and you're probably thinking it's either going to be Aluko, probably Chaplin in terms of experience. I always think Chaplin could probably be a vice captain or a captain, just in the fact that he seems quite a vocal character. He's got involved on that community trust, hasn't he, in an ambassadorial role? So he's obviously, again, it's that kind of Matt Holland-esque getting involved in the community, which is great to see. He's a new player. He's only been here a few months, hasn't he? So.
Yeah. Oldham have gone backwards since Portman Road, says Colin. Makes the draw even more embarrassing, doesn't it?
Well, I mean, look, we were trying to do the full-time show post Oldham, weren't we, in the rain again, and the Oldham lads turned up to have their photo with their flag at the Alf Ramsey statue, and they said, we don't know where that performance came from. I ain't seen that all season. I was gobsmacked as we were.
There you go. Well, let's see. As Lloyd says today, Oldham will park the bus again, I reckon, and catch us out. Let's see how they line up today. Obviously, that completing the lineup is Joe Pigott, starting from minute 1 this time, Matt. Well, yeah, but again, it's another opportunity. Perhaps for his perspective, it's maybe good that it's not being streamed, if it isn't being streamed, because you're not going to get perhaps the same harsh critique on the player as you did for the Colchester game, because many were writing him off after Colchester.
Oh, that was crazy. I mean, look, you've been out, you've barely played minutes. You're only playing training games in training. You sat on the bench. You're not getting 90 minutes. And when you do get minutes, in terms of impactful league games like Saturday, Cook gave him the injury time. I mean,
Blue Barry sub.
Yeah. I don't think people were expected in the EFL trophy. They wouldn't even come off the bench and be like Messi or something. I don't know. Give him an opportunity for crying out loud. And we know he's been through a few issues in his personal life with his family and that. Bit of patience, people. Come on. This is a guy who scored 20+ goals last season.
Well, he's got a chance tonight, and obviously against Oldham, if the same way we're talking about Ricky Harper showing quality and stamping the authority, you do want to see something out of Joe Pigott for me today. You can say match rustness last week, match sharpness, but it's only a week on now since Colchester. He should be a little bit further along the development line. It's almost like a plague him out when the minutes he's not played is almost makes it. He's like you said, had an injury, and you've got to look at him returning the same way you would look like if he'd had a broken leg and he's coming back. Last week was another game. He came through, knocked the rust off, and tonight again. It's another game. You want to see a complete 90 minutes, knock that rust off. And if he can get a goal and get some chances and work himself up to confidence and ability and blah, 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 that's good as a fan. That's what you want as a fan, because he's played so little time that it must be so hard for him. I
feel like he could. There's been a lot of love for Pigott, hasn't there, over, like we just said with the family issues he's had and, not playing. It'd be great just to think of Pigott and Bonner as a two, wouldn't it? They're your two. Yeah, and they'd get the love of Portman Road. Both would get exactly the same. I know Macaulay gets it because of he's from the area and everything. But I mean, look, once you start banging in goals at Portman Road, it doesn't matter where you're from, does it? The fans are going to love you. Which Pigott just hasn't had the opportunity to get involved in the same way because of this one up front that we play. But you have to think tonight he's probably going to play 90 minutes. I would have thought, because Jackson doesn't seem a particularly good option as a replacement as one up top, does he? Unless they go 2, of course, and we're losing.
Don't be silly. Not going to do that. Not going to do that until the 92nd of 3 minutes. Ashley Bell would love to pick to bag 2 or 3 and absolutely rip it up. Josh Russell would love Pickett to score tonight. Deserves a goal. Neil Perks totally agrees. I've got a question here from Mike D for you, Matt. Or, well, yourself, because you're the only one here. Big chance for Pickett. What would you do if he's a stormer and bags a hat-trick?
Oh, yeah, it'd be fantastic if he did that. I mean, look, then you're giving Cook a headache, aren't you, in terms of who to play at Sunderland on Saturday. I think if Pigott did have a really good game tonight, good chance he could start at Sunderland, because we keep saying on the show, don't we, a little bit, Bon has cooled down a little bit. Well, he's been front and centre of a few things, but not with the same maybe ferocity that he had, with the doctor forward or back, whatever it was.
That said, the way he started the campaign, you were always going to have a cooling off at some point, because it was an unsustainable level.
Oh God,
the way that he was performing.
He'd suddenly be scoring 50 goals a season, wouldn't he? You got to expect it. You got to expect these highs and lows. But I mean, I don't know whether or not Jackson might get any minutes. It'll be interesting to see if Edwards comes off the bench. So I said Sunday, I feel sorry for him, because you always see his shoulders go down the body. He knows he's going to get subbed. That must be soul destroying as a player. To know you're going to be subbed all the time. Yeah. So I'd like to see him come off the bench tonight and make a bit of an impact. There is a player there. There's flair there. There's skill there. He reminds me of Dalian Atkinson in a way that you would want to get off the edge of your seat. We just need to see that in product. But you might get that in he comes on for the last 20 minutes or something.
Yeah, well, you've got 5 subs to choose to bring on tonight, obviously. You've got Halaki, Burgess, Kenlock, Vincent Young, Carroll, Selena, Edwards, Barry, and Jackson. So outside of the chap you just mentioned, who are the other 4 you'd like to see given minutes and why tonight?
I wouldn't mind seeing Kane get some more minutes under his belt. Selena, we could see maybe impact. I've got a feeling we might, if the midfield isn't performing particularly well, you're pretty nailed on. I think we're going to see Carroll. If we get somebody get bullied or overrun by a more physical League 2 side at Boundary Park, he might, albeit he's not a particularly physical player, but he can pick a pass. So you have to think that maybe he might be in the frame to come on, but we'll just have to wait and see. You might see Burgess come on in some kind of emergency role again, add a bit of physicality.
Yeah. Carroll, I'd like to see come back. Get him back playing. Obviously, performing well before he had the injury, and he's taken a while to sort of work himself back. Neil Perks is a
radar player, isn't he? Another under the radar player. Yeah,
it's just another threat, and it's another person that's applying pressure for positions, and no one should be safe when you've got the squad that we've got.
Worst thing you can have, which is what Paul Lambert suffered from, was comfort zones. They were all just pretty much undroppable, weren't they?
Absolutely. Neil Perks, there's a player there, Matt. It's just the end product. The Durrant, hey guys, is this streaming anywhere or good old-fashioned radio? What would you answer to that question there, Matt?
Well, we understand it's just radio at the moment. That's what I'm gonna be listening to. You don't have to get it through the iPlayer. You can just listen to it through BBC Sounds, I think. I believe so.
Yeah, outside of that, I do not know. Lloyd, guys, is extra time then pens or straight to pens? I think it's straight to pens, isn't it?
The extra time, I think.
Extra time and pens. Yeah. Wow, there you go.
I think it's only EFL Trophy to go straight to.
Right, Mark Abbott. Chaplin will be massive for us this season. Hope to see Chaplin listening to both start starting with Edwards benched, and Simon will Edwards to get his final ball sorted out. So score prediction. 3 minutes to kick off. Let's have some score predictions. Whether we're back at full time or not, ladies and gentlemen, I do not know yet. If we can't, obviously, if it's just the radio, we'll consider the options. But I know Mattson listens to the Manchester radio.
I was contemplating it. I might listen to the away ones, just for a bit of a different take sometimes.
Yeah.
If I can find it. Otherwise, I'll do Brenner. And who's with Brenner tonight then? Alex Matthews?
No idea.
Oh, it's that neck of the woods, isn't it?
I'm not a big radio sort of commentary fan. Do you know what I mean?
That's another thing. Why couldn't they have just done the streams, the pictures, and then put the radio commentary to it like they do on?
Well, that's what they do.
Seeing that, but I don't know.
Mike D, anyone but Brenner. Did a good doctor. Ditto the GOAT 2-0. Been more extra time than pens, unfortunately. Edwards gets his end product sorted and he's ahead of a player. Score prediction then, Matt?
Well, let me just give Brenner a shout out because I've known Brenner for a few years. He's a lovely fella. I hope we don't get extra time. We don't want that going into the Sunderland game. So hopefully we can show our quality and do it in 90 minutes. 2-0 Town.
2-0 Town. Inside 90. Like it.
John says
Pigott to get double.
He's got to. He's scored one. He'll score one at least.
John Ipswich 0-0 and score first minute of extra time.
Yeah.
3-1 says Ben. 2-0 says Josh. 3-0 says Neil. Chris says, "Where's this on TV? Please." Afraid it's not, Chris. It's like being back in the 90s. It's on the radio and the radio only. We are led to believe. Neil says Pigott, El Mizani, and Chaplin to score his goals.
Hope so,
Well,
Neil.
you may see us later on this evening, or you may just catch us tomorrow from 8:30 for the reaction show. Either way, thank you for joining with us. Don't forget you can support us through Ko-Fi. The Prediction League is live, but here's the media mogul. CFAX, says Mike D. Now, those are the days.
I used to love that. Outside Dixon's, waiting for it to scroll round.
By the time it refreshed itself, you've gone from 2-0 up to 3-0 to 3-2 down.
Yeah.
Those were the days. And did you know, on this day, 16 years ago, George Burley confirmed that we'd made a loan approach for Hakan Suker.
Really? God.
Yeah. There you go. What a play. We would have definitely stayed up that year if he'd gotten Suker in. That was a
We'll
hell
get
of a
those days
striker.
back one day, people. Don't you worry about that.
No, you won't. No, well,
Come on.
it's a long way to go. Let's just get through Oldham.
Yeah, let's get through Oldham.
Before we worry about potentially loaning
Let's get
a
through
player
first
of
round
Hakan
guys.
Suker's
Yeah.
quality, the modern day equivalent. But yeah, we're done. We're dusted. Support us through Ko-Fi, and we'll catch you all either later or tomorrow.
We're on a journey. We're on a journey. Looking back on the things that we've taken for granted, but feels like